welcome to my channel. I'm Magical Maiden, and this is Magical Maiden's Jewelry Tutorials. So, some of you may have seen my last video where I made the necklace, where I made a pendant using these. So now I'm going to show you how to make some earrings using these. Now I'm going to show you, for those who haven't seen that video, I got 3 different colors. There's tons more. You can use those. They're almost like matte material. There's also a felt, which I'll be using as well in the future videos to come. And this is a felt. There's also, you can use cardstock. And some of you may have seen a video where I used this shiny black cardstock making pendants with roses and earrings and other things. If you haven't, again, it's my jewelry tutorial playlist, and that's the second playlist on my channel. So if you're not subscribed, you'll want to do that right now, and you'll want to click the notification bell so that you're notified when I upload my newest content. And also, I just wanted to show you this. This is what I used for my first thing. This is what I used for the pendants. And this is what I used. This was actually bigger, but I cut a lot out to make some earrings. Now, it's like a matte type thing. See in the back, it's kind of a thick material. I got this at Hobby Lobby. It was $2.49. And it comes in that nice big sheet, like this size. It comes in like a sheet of this size, just like a piece of paper. So what I did was I took a Sharpie and I got a template. Now, if you're good by eye to draw without a template, that's good. So I wanted kind of an earring that looked like this. I took my Sharpie and I drew on the back the shape I kind of wanted. Now, they kind of look like bowling pins. I could make them more narrow. But you want to make 4 of them, okay? And you want them to match. And if they don't, when you hold them up, because you'll use the first one as a template for the rest, okay? And now what you're going to do is you're going to want to get some E6000 glue and some toothpicks, because you're going to want to glue, once you cut these out and trim them, you're going to want to glue them and do the edges. Make sure you put some glue. Don't use glue from a glue stick, because the problem with the glue gun is that it's very hot. It might melt this because it is like kind of like a rubber mat. And if you do that, it might seep through, as well as it'll be lumpy, and it adheres immediately. And if you did this off center, you can't move it without ripping it, destroying the whole thing. And then you have to go through the process of tracing and trimming all over again. So you'll want to use some E6000 glue, whatever you want to use to spread it, a popsicle stick or a toothpick, and just make sure you get the edges as well as the center. And you don't have to blob it on either, because once you kind of smush these together, they'll be pretty well intact. So once you smush these together, you might have the glue ooze out, so you don't want to use too much. Now, you can also get a glittery thread, some silk thread, and do some stitches around, or cross stitches or loop stitches, or whatever you want to make it a little more decorative. And they have nice silk threads, different kind, even glittery kinds, if you would like to do that. Also, to embellish these once they are done, you're going to want to get something like an acrylic gemstone. And the other thing you're going to need is some earring fish hooks and some jump rings. I'm not sure exactly what size I'm going to use for my jump ring, but I'm going to get there. Also, to make the hole, you're going to want to get a push pin. Okay, and I'm going to show you how I'll make the hole for the jump ring to hang the earring fishhook off. Now, if you'd rather get post earrings, once you glue this, you can get the post ones where you glue the post to the back and then it's just that way. But I like to hang them with the fish hooks. So I cut these out after I trace these. Now, if you wanted them to be firmer, what you can do is cut out a piece of cardboard that's traced, very thin cardboard, and then put it in the middle, sandwiched it between the two and glue that, and that'll make it a little firmer. Okay. The other thing you can do, and I'm not going to cut anything, but if you wanted to make a design, you can cut some from another color, and you would just do that, and then glue that to this and have kind of like a silver over that. You would just cut a triangle piece and then glue it and wait for it to dry and then trim off the remaining to have some kind of a little design to it. And then it would be cut and cleaned up and then you can hang that. So that's just another idea. So what I'm going to do is, these are since I've already traced them and cut them, now the gluing begins. I didn't think I had to show you how to trace them, and you always want to trace them obviously on the back, not on the front. So make sure you have a good Sharpie, some nice sharp scissors for that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these and I'm going to get something to spread my glue. Some stir sticks left over from when I was doing some resin jewelry. So I'm going to use that to spread because this is a bigger surface, and I think if I use a toothpick I'll be here all day. So I'm going to get this out. My E6000 glue. Some paper towels because the E6000 glue can get messy. And then I'm going to just put some glue, not a lot. And I'm going to start smearing that. Okay. Sorry about the fan on my computer, it just kicked in. So if you hear that noise. And you want to make sure that you're getting the edge. Try not to get this on the front, so take your time spreading the glue. So I'm going to do that, and for time's sake I'll do that off camera, and then once it's all glued I'll be right back. Okay, so once you have the glue spread, you're going to want to put the other one on top, and because the E6000 glue gives you some time to move around before it adheres, you have some time to play with it. And don't worry if you see some of the edge, if you didn't trim it enough. Once this is all dry, you give it 24 hours for the E6000 to cure. And once it's dry, you can take a small scissor and kind of trim it. But let's make sure that it all matches. Give it a nice push. Go around the edges, go around the top. Put it on, give it a good, flatten it out as much as you can. Okay? You don't have to worry about making the hole, but you want to also go to the edges and pinch them so they're as close to one another so you don't see all the white. Now you can also go with a marker of the color and just go along the edge with a marker. Or if you have some nail polish that's the same color, or if you want to get some glitter in the color that you're using, you can do that too. But I wouldn't worry about it too much. So now we're going to leave this to dry. And then we're going to do the other one. Making sure that you're spreading the glue evenly. and getting around the edges, because otherwise it's just not going to stick good enough. Okay, so I'm going to go and do the other one with the glue, and I'm going to let them sit, and once they're nice and dry, I'm going to make the hole, and then I'm going to see if I'm going to embellish these or just leave them as is. Okay, so I finished gluing the other side, and it should look like that. And you, like I said, pinch these. That's why you need to make sure that you get them on the edges. Go along, and any excess, you can trim it. Okay, and you can determine which side you want to be the back and the front, and you want to make sure these are as identical because they're earrings. They're a matching pair. If you see one's too wide, once the glue is dry, you can take it from there. Okay, so once the glue is done, you're going to make sure that you put the hole, do it even put all four together and put your push pin through it. Sure that the hole is big enough. Put like your round nose pliers through it and just push out on the back and turn it. Now you can use little grommets to keep that hole nice, or you can just leave it as is. It won't rip, I promise you. It'll stay just like that. As long as you're always gentle with your stuff, there shouldn't be a problem. But if you feel better with a grommet of some kind, then go ahead. So now I put the hole for the jump rings. Now is a good time, once everything's dry and you made your hole, that you look to see if you have to trim anything. Any excess. That you may see peeking through. All right. So now we can call it a day and just put some jump rings and fish hooks on, and then just wear it like this. Or we can see if we want to design with embellishments. Okay, so now you can do one of two things. I got these filigree earrings. I painted them because they only came in gold and they're nice and big. And if I can find the link to these, I will show you, but I used a nice mirror finish spray paint on them. I hung them with wires. You can spray paint both sides. And anyway, they came in gold and I didn't find them, but you can find anything you want that's like a filigree, and you can put those over this. But now you can do this where you can put that over the hole so it's a little higher, and then see that, and that gives it a little bit of look. But if you didn't care if that piece was over the hole and you wanted it all the way to the bottom and then it looks like this, you can do that as well. Okay, now you would of course glue it, put a little glue on the back, and where you know where you want it, you just go ahead and stick it in there. So if I did this, I think I'd want it, I don't know if I want to center it or I'd put it up higher, like so, to have a little more of that kind of showing. I don't know if you're getting the look. So that is nice because it fancies it up. It's not just plain green, and it adds a little element where you're still seeing the sparkle of the sequency matte material, and then you get a design. Or you could also embellish it and make a design with these stickers, these gemstone stickers, or acrylic gemstones of different colors. It depends on what you want to do, and just use a little E6000 glue. Even though there's stickers and they have adhesive, the adhesive is not going to stay. And then you can make a design, either circle, down the line, whatever you want, or just one in the center. You don't have to really mess with any of those things. So, but today what I'm going to do is I might add these. But first what I'm going to do is going to see how they look just as is. And for that, I'm going to get a jump ring. So I got my variety of different sizes here. And I'm going to get some earring fish hooks out. I'm going to take my round nose and my chain nose pliers also. So I'm going to get probably my 6mm jump rings out. Okay, so I got the fish hooks, and now I'm going to try them on. Hi, so here they are. So now you see how they are. They're hanging like this, and again, you can embellish them with any kind of embellishment you want, whether it be filigree on top of it or anything, or you can just leave it as is. And you could also make a bunch of holes on the bottom like I showed you with the push pin and then the round nose pliers pushing through, and then hang little beads at the bottom dangling, or those silver charms that hang. Anything you want. It's simple, it's easy. If you want them firmer, they really don't need, they're not going to really do anything, but if you really want them harder and firmer, you can of course get a thin cardboard from a very flat box that's very thin, and cut it the shape and put it in the middle and glue the two sides together. Or you could stitch the sides for a fancier look. If you wanted to do that with some glitter silk thread, and they have that in many colors, or you could do it in a different color. So there it is. It's very simple. It's very easy. I'm going to give you a bigger look. Very simple, very easy. They're fun, they're affordable, and they look nice, and they're very sparkly. I mean, it's not high-end jewelry, it's just some fun costume jewelry that's affordable to make. You can do whatever you want to embellish them, like I said. You can make big round ones. So it doesn't have to look like mine. You can wear it any way you want to, whether you want to just have your hair flowing, you want to put your hair up. I like it. I'm happy with it. It's nothing too fancy, but you can make it fancier by adding embellishments to it. It's easy, it's affordable, and it's a pretty fast craft. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please give this a like. Remember to be subscribed and click that notification bell so you're notified when I upload my newest content. And also, remember to comment, even if it's just a question or to say hello, and share this video if you know anybody that might be interested in this craft. Also, be sure to check out my jewelry tutorial playlist. It's my second playlist on my channel for all my other crafts that are easy and fun to do. And you too can be wearing these. Just go to Hobby Lobby and get yourself some of these. And they have many colors. They even have a nice red. You can make great Christmas jewelry. And go check out my last tutorial where I use this silver one to make a necklace. So I'll see you in my... So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in my videos.